Hello, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks
Very good.
TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with Coach Caren Fern, all the way from Toronto, Canada. She's in the house, and we're going to be talking about what are your pillars? What's holding you up? What's keeping you up there? So, let's talk a little bit about that because we often talk about what's bringing you down. Can we talk about what's holding you up?
Let's do that. Let's do that. And you know how we do. We're going to talk about the personal this week, and next week we're going to talk about the business, right? Let's do the personal. Because when we build ourselves up as people, the business just fall into place, guys. And no, I just want to do my business. Just want to do my business. Well, the personal just leaks in if you don't take care of it, right? And some of
There
those
you go.
pillars are our health, our building up our wealth, mindset, physical part of it. You ask yourself this question: how do you want to grow? How do I want to grow as a person? Like how do I want to grow? And then when you get the answer, just plunge in and do it. I tell you, if you can do 5 minutes a day for your health, do it. That's it. Five
Mm,
minutes. Had a friend who started off with just 7 minutes because she said kind of can do 10. I said, good. But that seven, 3 times a week has grown, into 10 now, right? Same with your monies, right? You
yes.
want to grow. Like, how do we fill these buckets up? Let's talk. It's pillars, but let's talk about let's use a form that you might find more easy to think about. Buckets. Like, get 4 buckets and put a label on them, right?
Okay.
As you fill the buckets up, I want you, as you're doing what you're doing, I want you to fill up the buckets. And that's with, like written little, you could write a little things on your sticky notes. You can buy little sticky notes or just get regular paper and just, you can even type it up, cut it out, print it out, or write it up yourself and drop it in there. One of the exercises I had a client do and my husband do a time because money was defeating him. And that was we made this thing like a calendar and we put everything inside that we wanted money for. And because the money wasn't there for her and she needed a visual, yes, you could get monopoly money or what have you. What I had her do is photocopy the monies that she want. So $100 bills, $20 bills, $5 bills, just photocopy it in black and white, right? It's not colored. This is the exercise part of it. We build in the bucket up, right? And she is still in Canada here. Our money got colors. $5 are blue, purple is $10, $50 are pink, hundreds are brown, and we got toonie and loonies. And I said, I want to do this exercise and just be creative with it, right? I'm like, color in the black and white money that you just printed. I said, then cut them out. And in each place that you want to build something, this money is going to hold the gap while you get the real money in place. And she says, Karen, I went away thinking this is the stupidest thing, but I'm going to try it anyway. Coach, you just give me stuff that irritates me, right? she just called me, tell me. I'm like, I know. And so she said, I did it. And she said, I'm not going to lie to you. The first week I was really irritated. But she said, by week 2, I found that I was able to put $5 here and $20 there in the space of the money. She was filling up her financial bucket. That's what we were doing. We were filling up her financial bucket. We were holding her up in the place that she needed to right away to see stuff happen right away. And then we start filling up the health bucket because without her health, the wealth means nothing. So we wanted to fill these buckets. And these 4 pillars, I tell you, when it hold you up, and I can tell you about a game in a minute that I played when I was a kid. Excuse me. And then once we got that going, it was easier to talk about her mindset, where it has been, why she thinks she couldn't have it, why, she said things like, I was fat my whole life. My family is very heavy. This is what I expect to be anyways. And so we had these conversations and it was bleeding into money, meaning there's a lot of money spent on things that, hey, I'm going core here with you guys. I did this for myself. Buying a slab of chocolate.
Buying a chocolate bar?
Buying a chocolate bar
Uh-huh.
and cutting it up or it come in the figs, right, in the squares, and deciding that all she needed was 2 squares. If she
Mm.
did eat chocolate every day, all she needed was 2 squares instead of uh slab of chocolate. Now I want you to hear clearly, guys. This is not about she can't have a whole slab because she can't afford it. This is not the thought process we were dealing with mindset wise. It's that if a slab of chocolate was $1 and she had $1 and she had 5 slabs, and all she did was buy one chocolate bar.
Mm-hmm.
She break it up into squares. Now there's a $4 left over that can go into her financial bucket. It served three purposes. One, it's going into her financial bucket. Two, she's eating less sugar, so it's helping with her health. And three, her mind is wrapping around the idea that she doesn't have to be in the spot that she's in always because she had reserved herself to always being where she was. No money, living paycheck to paycheck, and being overweight. This was her three pillars. Now, she understood what to do. And I want you guys to hear this clearly. She understood what she needed to do, but she couldn't see her doing it. People could,
Yes.
but she couldn't do it, right? And so we do a lot of these little creative activities to get her going, right? To get her moving. Like if you're afraid to go to the house at the moment in workout clothes, get a big t-shirt, put it on over the workout clothes. So in your head, you are physically doing something. Nobody's getting to see your body shape because you got a big t-shirt over you. So there's this wall of protection that's happening, but you're still feeling good because underneath the tights is under there. That gym clothes is under there, right? And
Yes.
you're looking forward to what you're gonna look like that you're ready to showcase to the world eventually. But right now, we keep it this little tiny secret of it's under there, but I'm gonna wear a t-shirt. But I'm gonna still go out and do my 7 minutes, my 5 minutes, my 10 minutes, whatever that is for you. That is part of building yourself up. Building yourself up to what you want to grow into.
Wow.
And
That right there is phenomenal. I think a lot of people will not go to the gym because we look a certain way.
Mhm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so,
And people stare. And people can't help themselves staring at you. And case in point, I had a trainer once, and I used to get at 5 in the morning. Excuse me. And I got there late today, and this guy was just walking around buffed as ever. And she said to me, "This is why I train early in the morning and late at night because my clients, when they see this nonsense, and he's not doing it, he's just walking up and down. Terry, he wasn't doing anything." At one point, I had to say to him, "How many more times do you want to pass in front of me? Because I saw you. You're just
mm,
bulging everywhere." He walked away. Just, I mean, it doesn't bother me because I know where I'm going and what I'm doing. But could you imagine somebody who just came in, didn't know, couldn't think, just there because they're trying to come, and then this fool is just walking up and down just to
well,
intimidate you.
a lot of times they're there because they're looking for foolish people who will engage with them and they can rip them off.
Mm,
Hmm.
totally, totally, totally. So these are just things I want you to think about when you're building up your pillars and getting you strong mentally, emotionally, physically, financially. Like these are creative things you can do, and I want you to find joy in them. That's why we want to do them with a smile on our face. We want to find it fun. We don't want to find it stressful and tedious. We want to find the joy in it. And
Yeah.
any millionaire will tell you when they were building their coins, they look back and see how joyous it was, even if they were worried at different intervals. They're like, "I was able to do this, this, and that." Just listen to how they talk about it. Just listen to how they talk about it. Even if they don't say anything, they're telling you within the language. "I
Hmm.
was excited when I was doing X, Y, and Z." And guys, if you've done this part already and you're in the middle ground and you notice, I call it this like the ant or the that thing that eat out wood is eating out both bottom and top, and you're just in the middle and you're holding up with both hands. Again, get creative again. Get yourself in there and figure out some new creative ways of enjoying working on your pillars.
Hmm. Okay.
You, the other thing, while you're in your own personal space and we're not touching business, I'm still gonna take you over there for a minute in this question. Do you want to stay solo? And I say this because I want you to really think about it. Am I building a business just to have enough money? Or am I going to work just to have enough money to sustain me? Is that my goal?
Mm.
I bring to the table, and I said this from the time I hit Canada, if you are going to work just to pay your bills, you're going to be darn depressed. You're going to be very frustrated and you're going to be angry most of your time.
Ah.
And that combination sets you up to incur all kind of illnesses from being stressed out. I
Mm-hmm.
implore on you, if you're going to work, here's the things I would like you to consider going to work for. Yes, I know you got to pay your bills. Yes, I know you got to eat. But here's what I want you to think about. I'm going to work because in the line of work I do, I serve X, Y, and Z, and I bring a smile to their faces. I am going to work because at the end of the day, I get to play badminton because this money afford me $20 out of it to play badminton. Like find things that you're going to enjoy. I am doing this. This is my angel investor because I get to take some of this money and either invest it into something that I'm going to enjoy or invest it to see some more return on the money. Or
Mm.
I want to go to school. Find beautiful things to get you moving forward. I had a friend of mine, we became good friends. A younger girl than me at the time, but she was an ice skater and she had hurt her ankles and damaged her knee so badly that she was really, really suffering because she says, Karen, this is my life. I started skating at 3.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a like I'm done. Like my legs is not supporting me. And she was gaining weight and but she was slim, so a lot of time people didn't realize it. And one day she confided in me, and I said to her, "Do you always want to sketch?" She said, "Always." I said, "Professionally?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Think about it." She came back and she said, Karen, I did, but I think at some point I didn't want to anymore. But I didn't want to disappoint my mom. I say, go have a conversation with your mom, and then you and her figure out what you really want to do. Don't talk to a friend or anybody else. Go talk to your mom because you might be surprised what she's gonna tell you. Go chat with your mom. She said, you think so? My mom, I said, go talk with your mom. I saw her like 2 weeks later. She says, my mom was happy that I come to her. Of course. She wants you to. You're a teenager. She's happy that you would want to tell her, Mom, I'm sad I'm not skating anymore right now, but that's not what I want to do in my life.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's a
Wow.
new course to travel. So now when you come to work, you're not upset with everybody else. Really, when you're upset with your leg and your mom and the skating, you're more pleasant to the people. Within 8 weeks, she quit. She said, "This is not where I want to be either." I said, "Good. Go where you want to be." She recognized that she wanted to work. We have a place called Shoppers Drug Mart. She wanted to work there because she wanted to help people,
Mm.
and she wanted to figure out how she was going to help them. Did she really want to be a doctor, a therapist, or what have you? So her and I kept in contact, and she started working with the shoppers. And I said to her, "So that's your career?" She says, "No. But what's going to happen? They're going to transform me to the therapy department, and I'm going to get to be an intern there to see when I go to university what I'm going to do." Just because she had to talk with her and I talked, she had to talk with her mom, and she followed through. Guys, I hope you're taking away from here, from this conversation. Follow through. What it is you want to do. Follow through. It's going to feel hard. It's going to feel like you can't do it. Talking to the wrong people. Trust me on this. If you feel it in your bones, you need to talk to your mom, your wife, your husband, your good girlfriend. Find that person and talk to them. They might not have all the answers, but they might be able to point you to somebody else who have more answers and then some more answers,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Yes.
follow through. Because she followed through, she was able to. I hadn't seen her in years, and I saw a co-worker of mine years ago, and he said, Michelle is a is a therapist. I'm like, what? He said, yeah, she's a physiotherapist. I went to see her, graduated and everything.
Wow.
Happy in her field. That's what she wanted to do. And sometimes this is how God gives you sign, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's always there. I feel like he always getting top on your shoulder. He sent people to just whisper. I was just a whisperer to her, right? I was there at the right time and he used me. And then her mom helped her. And then Shoppers Drug Mart supervisor helped her. And then all these people along the way was helping her all the way to university. We got to follow through and we got to act on, you know, when we hear something. We can't sit around with it.
Wow.
We got to move. Okay.
I think sometimes I think, Coach, that we don't really take time to be still long enough to realize that, okay, this has happened. Now, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
What are my options?
Yeah.
Because we don't know what we don't know.
Exactly. Exactly. We don't know. We don't know. When something happened and we get shifted from what we decide to do, as Terry just said, we got to sit still because the next thing that's coming down the pipe is what you're going to do. And it doesn't have to be forever. Maybe it's just for that season
Mm-hmm.
because that season will help you get to the other place. That season, you ever see anybody building a pillar like those posts and like what I'm talking about at a fence? The guy comes and he dig a hole and
Mm-hmm.
they create this cement pack, this cement mixture, and then they put the pole in the mixture, and then they have it braced with different things, and they go away.
Mm-hmm.
That's them sitting still, going away and letting the cement sit. Nobody's coming back. Nobody's punching a hole. Nobody's digging around. They're gone. We had
Yes.
our deck done. That's what the guys did. They did. They dig the hole. They disappear. They came back. They poured the cement, and they left. 2 days later, when they decided cement was fully cured, they came back. Not before. 2 days later. And that's what you got to do, guys. You got to sit with yourself 48 hours, sometimes 72, sometimes you need a whole week. But be still and allow. And while you're allowing, don't be afraid to jot down, get the notepad, whatever come to mind, put it down, put it in place, get it going. When we see somebody come up with a program with a great name and tell you what's going to do, that person spent some time. They didn't just
Mm-hmm.
pick it out of a hat. I spend a lot of time looking at programs name that I want to name my programs for a specific reason. And sometimes I write a bunch of names and I never really create a program, but that's what was coming. That was filtering out for me to get through to
Uh-huh.
where I really need to be.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to be able to allow this. I remember the first time I made a cake that didn't turn out good. I was really good at baking. And my dad said, I was in Canada at the time. My dad said to me, "What do you think went wrong?" I said, "I don't know, but I'm going to find out." And he said, "How are you going to find out?" I said, "I don't know, but I'll find out." "So what are you going to do?" "I don't know, but I'll find out." And so I dumped the cake in the garbage and I
Mm-hmm.
spent a lot of time backtracking what I did, but not obsessing on it, just backtracking what I did to know what I did wrong. And finally, I think it's about 4 days later, I didn't put any baking powder in the cake. That's why it was flat. I didn't remember that I did not.
Yes.
Give yourself, allow the time. And don't be afraid. Then I wouldn't bake a cake again. If I was afraid, I wouldn't bake cake again. You see? This is what I want you to really see. Follow through, build those pillars. If you're afraid, go for it being afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Walk yourself through where you're going because we're building upon. We're always building upon.
Wow. So could you name those pillars again for us, please, Coach?
A health, wealth, mindset.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big one, guys. And although I want to tell you mindset come first, which is true, and dealing with your mind first, which is true, unless you go through the process physically, you don't understand how powerful your mind is. That's what I really want you to hear. You do not understand how powerful your mind is unless you did something physically. Your
Mm-hmm.
mind has powered that physicality, but you don't understand that. So you only see the physical part. This is why when somebody is digging a hole, everybody believes that guy is working extra hard than the person at the desk. It is not true, but most human beings truly believe the guy that dug that hole put way more effort in
Mm-hmm.
than the guy at the desk. But that guy at the desk is using his brain. he's probably using more energy in his brain. But because you can't see it, we believe that the digging of the hole was more work with more teeth. Physically, it is.
Uh-huh.
But it doesn't mean the guy at the desk is not working as hard. The artist is working just as hard to make the eyes right, to make your eyebrow go up just right, to have the nostril flare for you to believe that it's on a paper but still flaring, for the mouth to have a couple of lines on the side. He's working just as hard as the guy that dig the hole.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But when we see the guy that dig the hole, it's like, that guy worked hard all day digging a hole. Not true. He worked hard, but he didn't work harder than the guy who was doing the things I just explained. But it's shaping our mind and our
Mm.
bodies back to understanding this. This is why I want you to think about all these pillars that we're building up and
So
knowing
I
each
I
one
have,
is important.
I have these pillars: health, wealth, mindset.
Mhm.
Okay.
And the physicality of health, the physical part of health. So health is two parts. Health is the physical part and the way you eat.
Oh,
Hmm.
really?
Hmm.
So it's exercise and it's intake.
Hmm. Yes. Yeah. For the person who said, I only have to eat and lose weight, then all my daughter used to be a personal trainer at one point. And we were talking the other day. We were talking about something. She says, I said, her, I don't know, when I lose weight, how come I don't have any flappy skin hanging around? Where
Mm-hmm.
does it go? Like I was thinking it, so I like, just had to ask. And she's like,
Mm-hmm.
Mom, that's because you're always working out and you're always doing stuff. So the skin just figure out and just elastic itself out. I don't have extra skin hanging anywhere. Plus, I haven't gotten as large too. There's the other
Mm-hmm.
concept of it. But if when I put on weight and I lose weight, I don't have anything shaking anywhere. And you will see people hardly talk about this part, but you will see people who's doing that. People say, no, you had surgery. No. Now, if
Mm.
you do have skin hanging around, it's possible also to have it shrink itself. It takes long. But you don't need surgery. I mean, not the kind where you can hold it in your hand. No, that kind you need surgery. But the ones where you can literally work out for it and
Mm-hmm.
rub things on your skin, there's people who has gone through those steps. That's a way more intake, way more out of my field. But I know it's a fact. I had a nutrition teacher, um, professor in college, and she had showed us a picture of herself. She says, to this day, people do not believe me. And she said, and well, she was talking to us as a slim lady. So, of course, when she showed us this picture of herself, we were like, are you serious? This is your sister? She's like, no, it was me. I didn't know how to eat well. I had no, I grew up in this space where she said, I'm not blaming my parents. This is just what happened. I grew up in this space where food was not important. Health was
Mm-hmm.
not important. We survived. We survived. That was our place. Each of us took a path. Myself and two siblings did well. One did not did well, do well as us. And she said that one we help look after because we know where we came from. We know what transpired. She said a lot of therapy helped her and a lot of prayer. She says straight up, that's just why I'm here. But she told us, she says, I lost the weight and it took her 3 to 4 years to be able to get the skin to settle in and not look like it's jiggling around.
Mm-hmm.
Different things. In Canada here, in North America, there's all kind of thing you can use. But I know home, we've got this, what's it called? It's an oil. It comes from a tree. We call it the crab tree, but it's probably got a different name, but that's what we call it. If you rub it on your skin and your skin, it this is what it does. But it pulls your skin back and tightens it up, the pores and everything over time.
So I have a question. So do people use this a lot for stretch marks to prevent stretch
People
marks?
use it for stretch mark home. People use it for mostly we use it on babies, but over time we've learned that it helps more than babies. So if babies are born and they're wrinkly and they have a lot of stuff on their skin, you can just rub them with this oil continuously, And it feels like if it's just a miracle of God just moving it away. That's how powerful it is. It just comes from a tree. Oh, like how you tap a maple tree? That's how it comes.
Yes.
That's the same way it happens. It's called a
Wow.
crab tree. It's a big, huge tree. Take years, years and years to grow. But most people that own those kind of farms own it for generations.
Yes.
Own it for generation. A friend of mine, that was their business. They had a crab tree farm. And so I used to get the real stuff from them. Really, really, really good. And really, really good. And really expensive good.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
you know. Anyway, I'm moving on a little bit. But I'm just to run things about, you have to understand that if you are a person that in the health department went the other way, this is not a blame. Understand it took you a while to get there. Life happened to you. Don't beat you up. You got there. How do we come back over here? Today it's not about beating you up. I have no money. I got to. No. How do we get back to where we want to be? I want you to be good to yourself. That's the beginning.
Mm.
Be good to yourself. I am here. This is where I am. This is the only place I could be because I am here, right now. Don't try to be anywhere else. If you try to be anywhere else, you're shooting yourself in your feet. I want to read this thing to you. You're shooting yourself in your feet. So accepting your presence as it is in the time it is in the time, that specific time, whatever is happening to you in that specific time, accept you for who you are, what you are in this instant, nothing else, and just be there because that's all you have. To want anything more is to not get what you truly want.
Wow. Live in the moment. Stop speculating about the future. Stop worrying about the past. Just enjoy being.
That's it. That's it. Just being. I had an aunt she used to pay us 10 cents to read her a story. And myself and two cousins, a great aunt. And every single time, Terry, I would collect books from the library because, I've been doing this money thing a long time, guys. I was a kid, but if I read 4 books, I'm going to make 40 cents. And I would read her. And I remember as she got older, she's in the 80s, I said to her, why do you have us read the story? She says, Caren, you bring it to life. I like when you read me the story. Later, I learned that she couldn't read.
Mm.
I didn't know. We didn't know.
But
We never
she was
knew.
learning to read as you read.
Yes, that's why she wanted us to read to her so much. We never knew.
Wow. What a creative way to turn you guys into teachers
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, she gobbled it up. She used to gobble it up. We used to be so happy. She always so happy with us. She's a happy person. Her name was Alexandrina, but
tutors.
everybody called her Auntie Goody because she was those good, good kind of people, you know.
Hmm.
And when we found out, well, I found out by accident, and I told a cousin of mine and one of the readers, and I said, test her so we can see. And my cousin is like, I don't think so. I said, yes, she can't. But by then she was starting to learn. So,
Yes.
from the constant, because as you get
Yes.
there, you see her, she'll say, so what book you have for me today? She was always excited for the book that was coming.
Mm. You know what's great too is that because you guys were little, she could start to learn, like
From the
at that
little
age
book.
level, as
Yes.
opposed to if she were going to an adult literacy class, they probably start up here. So
Yes.
she got a chance to grow from where she was supposed to grow.
Exactly. In the space she was at. That was it. That's where she grew. Oh my gosh. From in the space she was at. That's how she grew. And guys, she couldn't do it. She started reading the newspaper and doing all sort of things. You guys can do anything. Wherever you are right now, I promise you. No matter how bad it seems, no matter how it feels like you can't move, if that's where you are, you can. You just got to get up. I know it's not easy to get up, but you have to just get up. One foot in front of the other. And you start building those pillars. It looks slow. It looks like nothing is happening. And then one day you see you and you can't even recognize that is you.
There you go. Oh my gosh. Well, guys, this has been a growth session. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, Coach. I just really enjoyed today's session. The
I
fact that
enjoyed delivering it to. God was just giving me the words, guys, just so we know. I have a few words on my paper, but God was just opening the floodgates. Whew.
well, guys, we have been listening to Profits in Daily with Coach Caren Fern. You can find Coach Caren everywhere on the internet machine. We are going to post her links. You're able to book an appointment with her. Let me share the screen. Um, if you're looking to run a profitable business, you'll want to contact Coach Caren. She's available for 45-minute sessions. And this is what it looks like when you get there. Okay,
Mhm.
so I'm going to be posting that in the chat. Also, I want to share with you that she has a course coming up. For those of you who haven't had an opportunity to sign up for that course, you can find it in the link that will also be in the chat. It's called The Vision of Possibilities. It's
Yes.
a 1 week course,
Yes.
and the link will take you here. And then from there, you can sign up.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
So I just want to thank you guys and thank Coach Caren for all that she does.
Thank
And while we are talking, I'm putting this in the comment section
you. Okay.
so
Thanks,
that
Mary.
people will be able to book an appointment or to sign up for the course. Okay, guys? So the first one is the course, and the second one is to book an appointment. Let's see if I can get that copied. Okay. Over in the links, over in the comments before we go. There we go. Okay, guys, Coach, we thank you again.
You're
We
welcome.
always love it when you're here. So if you're looking to get a grip on what's going on with your money, in your personal life or in your business, you want to have a session with Coach Caren. And remember that we're here, BizChicks is here to help you to run a profitable business that's fun to
That's
run.
fun to run.
And we're here to take the hassle
Out
out
of
of your
yes.
hustle. So if
Yes.
you'd like to book an appointment or become a part of the BizChicks community, you can simply text Biz to 33777, or you can contact us through our website, bizchicks.net. So with that, we love you. We hope to see you tomorrow. We'll be talking about happy, healthy habits with Robin Shamizu and friends. Lennis is going to be here tomorrow. So we look forward to that. And on Friday, we talk tech in a way that's easy to understand. So come on over. Don't be scared. And let's learn how to run a profitable business that's fun to run. Thank
Yes.
you again, Coach.
You're
And we'll
welcome.
see you all tomorrow.
Bye
Have
bye.
a great day. Bye bye.